Ready?
Yep. Hey everybody, Sean here. This is my small group's personal group coaching call. Personal group coaching. It's the group coaching call for my group, but I also am opening up to anybody else who's in the challenge who might have questions. My people get their questions answered first, and Virginia's in here with me in the Hangout, so we're going to answer all her questions. Feel free to jump in, hop in, and have your questions ready as well. I also have the event page open, so if you want to just write a question in there, I'll try to get to those as well. But let's just go ahead and get started with Virginia's questions. Go ahead, Virginia.
All right. Well, one of the things that I did, I think it was a couple weeks ago when you had it in the challenge, was I changed my email provider to Aweber, which is the one I've been using for some time now. And I ended up changing it back because the contact form is no longer working. So I feel like the contact must have to be going through iContact, or I need to do some other settings to make the contact form work.
Yeah, there's some programming that was done behind the scenes that make that contact integrate. Different than just the regular WordPress integration that you might have done if you went to like WordPress in the settings and switched it over. One option you can do is create a new contact page and bring in Aweber information, or kind of basically build a brand new contact page. That's a possibility. If you really want to stay within Aweber, you could do that. And it would just be deleting the current contact page you have and creating a new one and using whatever information they want. The problem is it's not integrated with your squeeze page and some of the other things that are done for you as well, because all of that is built to feed directly into an iContact campaign.
That's what I thought. So what's going to happen then? How does the fee for iContact work down the road after the challenge is done?
It's built into the same, it's all part of your hosting fees. And so because of the way this is set up, I think it's 6 months that everybody gets that, like all of this covered. iContact is part of the cost of your hosting.
Okay. So I could stay with it for now and then move over to Aweber if I decide I want to down the road.
Yeah, totally. That's absolutely a possibility.
Okay.
Because the other thing you can do is if you do decide you want to eventually switch back over to Aweber, what you can do is go ahead and export from iContact and import it into your Aweber and keep everyone you've collected now and just build it that way if you want.
Okay. You did a video where you had your image inside of the video on the side. That was a couple weeks ago. I remember it was on day 5. I wrote it down. Is that something you did in Camtasia, or how did you create that?
It is. It's something I did in Camtasia. I just had both the camera recording and the screen capture both going at the same time. And then when you do that, Camtasia gives you 2 different images. And so I just shrunk my image down to the side and stuck it to the side and had the screen capture be full-blown so you could still see my head talking, but you saw the screen filled up most of the space.
Good. I thought that's how it was, but I wasn't positive. Let's see. I had a question here about Google Analytics and attaching it to online communities. It looks like I maybe have gotten that one worked out, but it wasn't as described in the tutorial. So the tracking code came up totally different. I guess that's what I was getting at. So I don't know if there's anything else you're sharing on how to set up Google Analytics within the Hangout Mentor and how important that is.
Within Hangout. I mean, so when you set up your Google Analytics, you didn't get a UA code?
Yeah, I did finally. It was just not as was displayed in the instructions, so I had to fool around a little bit.
So yeah, Google Analytics has changed significantly since we first originally did the instructions. They change basically monthly, and so the instructions aren't exactly specific. They're probably not perfectly spot on, but they get you the basic concept. They've done significant changes recently to Google Analytics, so the instructions aren't the same, but as long as you got a UA tracking code, you're fine.
Okay, yeah, I did. Now, I've been having a problem recently with getting my Hangouts from YouTube back uploaded onto my computer. I used to have no trouble with it, and now it's not allowing me to do that, and I need to do that in certain circumstances just to edit the videos in Camtasia. Do you have any other suggestions for uploading your videos?
What are you using to take the video out of YouTube and create it? What program are you using to get the video?
Oh gosh, I can't remember what it was called. It's just something that was free that I picked up off the internet, and it's worked for me for a year, where I've just taken the link and put it in there, and it's provided a free uploader.
Yeah, the program I use is keepvid.com, Keepvid, keepvid.com, and you can just put your YouTube URL in there, and it'll pull it out for you as an MP4.
Okay, that was a biggie for me.
Yeah, Keepvid's my favorite. It's worked very well for me.
Okay. Does anyone else come on that wants to ask questions while I'm going through all this?
Well, Lucy's here. I just want to at least say hi to Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hello, Sean.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. Do you have any questions, or are you just here to hang out and learn?
Here to hang out, and maybe the questions will come as we're going along.
That's why I do these Tuesday Hangouts, so that's great. We're glad you're here. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And I know, Virginia, you said you had 2 pages of questions, so just keep firing them and I'll keep answering.
Okay, well, when adding keywords to
Oh, actually, wait, really before you do this, anybody who's watching this, please note my coaching sessions are going to be different than any coaching sessions some of you are getting. I'm answering a lot of tech questions. Your coaches instruct you to send those to the help desk, and that's correct. So don't, I do my coaching different because I am the tech question guy. So I just want people who are watching this to not be like, well, my coach isn't answering these questions. What's wrong with them? They're not supposed to. I answer the tech questions because that's my job to do. That's why I'm doing these special Tuesday Hangouts, so people can get their tech questions answered if they need to. So I just wanted people to be aware of that. So sorry, go ahead, Richard.
No problem. You know, when you're optimizing a video with your keywords, I'm talking about once it's already up on YouTube, is it best to add the pound sign in front of the words, or does it matter?
It depends. Not necessarily, because you want the keywords to fit naturally. If you're adding them at the end of a description, then yes, use the pound signs. If you're using them within the description of your video, don't use the pound sign and let it be done naturally.
Okay, but this is underneath the video itself, where it just asks for tag words or keywords. I'm assuming they're keywords.
You don't use, where it's just asking you for keywords, you do not use the pound sign. You notice if you type it in, it becomes like a little bubble. That's kind of automatically doing that for you. So adding the pound sign doesn't do anything for you there.
Okay, good. Time release training. I don't know if you're going to get into that down the road, but my intention is to have people, as they join, receive time release trainings, which is a little different than doing the challenge that you're releasing every week to the full group. Is that something you're going to be teaching? Because I need to know how to do that.
Yes. Next week, I think this week you guys are on membership path map, something like that.
Yeah.
Week is the week that you learn about Awesome Challenger and you set up your own challenge.
And at that time, can you have an individual time released training format? I explain how to do the Awesome Challenger. Instead of doing, you can do it, because really what I do is have it set up that each week is a different challenge per se, and so it rolls out, and I just release the link to each of those challenges. It's all explained next week and how to do that. Okay.
Because then you just email out, like I'm doing to you guys, where I just email out and say, hey, it's new. I just switch out some of the coding on the page so that UMSC challenge page is actually a new link each time. So you'll learn how to do that.
I think that probably goes hand in hand with my next question, which is I want to set up in the Getting Started area and put the videos that I want them to watch in a specific order. And right now they're just getting uploaded into videos, but there's no necessary order to when they would watch them. Is that also part of the
That's what Awesome Challenger will do for you, is that you can say, hey, this is your tasks for this week. Day 1, watch this video. Day 2, watch this video. And basically, you're taking the YouTube iframe embed code and popping it into the Awesome Challenger boxes, which I explain through all next week. And then you can then make that Awesome Challenger page your initial page. We talked about that when they first come in. They choose their first page. That first page can be the first page of the Awesome Challenger, and they go there, or it could be a page that welcomes them and tells them to click here, however you want to do that. I actually like a welcome page. It welcomes them, says, hey, here's the dashboard, here's a little explanation, and here's where to click to get your first thing. And then the next week you send them an email saying, hey, here's the access to the second one, and they get it. And you can make it through autoresponders even, that they get the links to the pages as in email, so that, like right now, I go in and manually change the link to the UMSC challenge page inside Membership Site Central. So each time you go to there, it looks like the new challenge, and then the past weeks are there. But I could also just have none of those listed in my menu and just send you an email every week saying, here's the link to week 6, here's the link to week 7, and you'd go and the page would open up for you. You can do it either way. It's up to you and what feels best for your user experience or your member pathway.
Great. I'm starting to get it.
Interesting.
Question about the outsourcing reports. Alex's video this week said, or was it last week, said that we should be able to review the outsourcing reports every 3 weeks, and I have not heard anything about the reports, have no idea where to put them.
That's right. They just finished outsourcing all of the stuff from week 3. So like when you guys are finishing submitting stuff for week 4, they're wrapping up all the videos from week 3. So to them, week 3 just ended. So now they're collating the information, putting all the data together, and then we're going to discuss how to roll that out to each of you and what that's going to look like. And I know Alex has a meeting tonight with the outsourcing crew about that and how that's going to look and what needs to happen for that. So I should have more information for you guys either later on this week, or it'll be part of next week's email. We're just figuring out the best way to roll out that data to you guys.
Great. I have another one if no one else wants to jump in.
Just on that point, Sean, on the outsourcing videos. Sorry, Virginia.
No problem.
So, for example, I started getting into it quite later. Does that mean are we not able to actually give in our week 1, week 2, and week 3 videos?
Generally, yes, that's the answer, is that if you miss submitting in a week, you've missed that. Go ahead and send me an email individually, Lucy, and I'll look at, because I know you have some, there's some, I don't want people to think you can email me to get an exception because you forgot to do it. But I know that Lucy had some reasons why she got a late start, and so go ahead and you and I can talk about that via email offline, Lucy, and that's fine.
Okay, fantastic.
It is not an exception. If you've been involved from the beginning and you just didn't take action, you've missed that week. I want everybody to be very, very clear on that. So,
Okay.
and once Lucy and I talk, it'll be decided if there's a way to let her do a week previous or something like that. But I know there's real reason why she didn't get the first couple weeks in, not because she just didn't take action. That's the distinction. So don't think that I'm going to make an exception for you just because you didn't have a chance. I had a death in the family. I flew home for a funeral, and I still was able to get my stuff in for that week. So just so people are aware, if you missed it because you didn't take action, you missed it, period.
Thank you.
Sure. We did have a question inside the event. Justina was asking, she says she has what's new on her, in her navigation, and I'm assuming, and I'm just gonna to do a quick screen share once I load this up so I'm assuming, Justina, what you're referring to, and let's do this, is in here. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, inside. I'm guessing inside your membership navigation, you've got what's new twice. So here's what you need to do. You have to go to Pages, All Pages, and just choose a page. Doesn't matter which one, because we're not editing the page, we're just getting to the menus area. Underneath Exclude Pages, you go to Menus. Everyone should know this. It's been mentioned multiple times in different challenge tasks. In here, you're going to choose which menu you're seeing that. I'm guessing you're seeing it in your Members menu. You're going to select that, and this right side's going to change, and it's going to show you that Members area. And I'm betting what you'll see is what's new listed here twice. You can just go to the second one and click on remove and then save menu, and the second one will go away. So if you have something listed twice in the menu, it's going to be listed twice inside the edit menus. Just remove one of them and you'll be fine. So that's the way to take care of that for you, Justina. So thank you for that written question on the event page. That's why we do these things. And we'll go back to other questions people have inside the Hangout. That was the only one that's written so far. So
I've got another one, Sean. One of the content that I put on my website, when I click on it to just see what it looks like, the first time I did it, it was okay. But when I went back to actually check the content again to see, it was coming up with an error as though the publication wasn't there anymore. What do I just take it out?
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to take it out. So one of two things is happening. One, you need to make sure that you've set yourself up as a member and you're logged in as a member to see the content you're creating, because odds are the content is in members only content. So you need to be making sure you're trying to view the content as a member of your site. That's usually the first problem. If you're getting an error that says this content is members only, that's one possibility. The other possibility is that you want to go and check that content and make sure it's actually been published and it's not sitting in a status of pending review or draft. You want to make sure it actually is showing as having been published. Those are the two things I can think of that might be causing you to not be able to see the content correctly.
Okay. All right, I'll do that. Cool. Thank you.
Sure, of course. That's what I'm here for. Virginia, more. I know you have more.
I do. What is a cron job for email throttling? I gotcha. I gotcha, John.
No, not yet. So
CRON job.
And is it telling you that it is preventing you from sending emails?
I'm not sure. It was at least a week ago I wrote this down, but it had to do with something to do with. Well, I know it was something I saw on the site.
So you were inside iContact, or were you inside?
I thought it was inside the dashboard, but I can't swear to it.
No, you probably okay. That's fine. I'm just trying to figure out where it is so I can see if I can duplicate the problem so that I can help you.
Okay.
Because that's the issue, is that if I've never had the problem, it's hard for me to answer it.
Okay. Well, I'll look into that in more detail. We can do that in private.
My thought is it also could have been something that had to do with your Aweber versus there may have been something done in the Aweber setup to try to connect it that wasn't working. So
I think you're right.
That's probably what the problem was.
Yeah, and I had no idea I think that's something that they said I had to do to connect it, as I'm thinking about it now, and I had no idea what they were referencing, because I'd never heard of such a thing as a cron job.
Yeah, so what it means is there's some miscommunication happening between your site and your email responder system, and my guess would be that it was in some ways caused by something in that setup didn't get done correctly.
Okay.
The reason we recommend everybody stay within iContact and use iContact is because there was a lot of programming behind the scenes you don't see in your dashboard that was done to make it be able to integrate with your site and PayPal and iContact and get all three of those talking to each other effectively is not as easy as it seems within your dashboard. There were a lot of really smart programmers doing a lot of really smart work behind the scenes to make that a reality.
Got it. I just thought, oh, I can do it because you showed us how you switched over to Infusionsoft. So I said, well, sounds like maybe I should be doing this.
Yeah, and I can tell you
complicated.
that Infusionsoft switchover took about 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
To get it all right, to make sure everything was connected correctly, linked in, undoing some of the integration, that kind of stuff. Which is the reason why I said I would stay with iContact. I was just showing that I happen to be connected to Infusionsoft. But it is a tedious process to make that a reality.
Okay.
Your site is designed to interact best with eye contact. And Nancy's here. I want to say hello to Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Hello, everybody.
Good.
Here's 11, 12 in the night, in the evening.
Okay.
And today I was doing Hangouts and many themes, and it's like too much work. Anyway, I enjoy it.
The Hangouts do take time and energy and effort, but I'm glad you're here. Do you have any questions for today, Nancy?
It's just when you submit a Hangout, you have the YouTube link, and sometimes I have to share this YouTube to all the it's like, for example, I go to my page, Spanish Cook Video, and I don't see friends and almost nobody that is coming to me. And in Facebook also is the same. In the fan page, I have not people following me. In my normal Facebook and in my normal Google account, yes, but in the specific pages, no.
Well, and so there's a couple reasons for that. One, for most of you, you've just started this. So if you remember where you were at after 5 weeks in Facebook, you didn't have a lot of friends in Facebook 5 weeks in because you're just starting. The other one is when you're spending your 50% of your time on social media, you need to be spending that time interacting on other people's sites as your page, not your general thing. So
okay,
that will eventually get you people's attention, but it takes time. It is not, just because you post on someone's page once does not mean they're instantly going to like you back. It takes time of developing and building that relationship.
Okay.
So.
One question. You said 50% on people pages, interacting, but I'm not clear about this concept. What I have to do on their pages? I have to say, I like your page, I like your post, I'll share their posts in my page, or what?
You are in their page as your fan page,
yes,
or as your business page, and you are interacting on there like you hope somebody would on your page. So if they posted to something, you would like their post. You would make a comment that's insightful and relevant about the post on their page. So it's not just a nice page, but you want to actually contribute to the conversation in a way that is helping to move the conversation forward. That's an important piece of it.
Okay. It takes time to look for something important in other people's pages.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And if you have Facebook, you have Google, you have Twitter, in 10 minutes, you cannot be interacting in each social media. Do you know what I mean? You need more time.
So the tasks are a minimum amount of time. If you have more time than 10 minutes, spend more time than 10 minutes. The reason we have that on there is because we need you to understand that going into social media and participating is important. We're training you on the consistent daily actions you need to take regularly to grow your business. Yes, ideally you should be spending more than 10 minutes. But we also committed to saying that the tasks we're giving you are never going to be more than about 30 minutes a day. And so if I've got a video you need to watch and another task that you need to learn in order to move your business forward, I can only give you 10 minutes there. If you want to do 20 or 30, that's fine, but we are sticking to our promise of no more than 30 minutes on average a day, which is why that task is only 10 minutes, because everything else should take about 20 minutes. That's the reason it's only 10 minutes there. Ideally, yes, you should be spending more time than that, absolutely.
Yeah. The outsourcing you are doing for us, Sandra told me that the companies doing this outsourcing had problems because they are from other countries, and then they open new account to us. Just one good thing I see that I check in Google about my phrase, my
keyword phrase.
Yes, my keywords, and I'm in the 5th places on the 6th. I mean, it's working because I'm on the top. But do you know? Did I explain myself? Because
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is the outsourcing is working because you were showing up towards the top of Google for your keyword phrase.
yes. But now that I'm working deeply in my membership website, I realized some new keywords that maybe will work better than the one I sent to you when I filling the outsourcing paper, the outsourcing.
Correct. So here's the thing. For the duration of this challenge, you need to just stick with the ones that you have, because otherwise you're not going to end up getting results. If you switch keyword after keyword after keyword every month, you're never.
No.
And I know
Just
that's not ideal for you, but what I'm saying is stick with what you currently have for the duration of the challenge. There can be conversations about switching to new ones later, but if we switched now, you would actually lose the benefit we've already gained for you on the ones. It's a proof of concept, and those ones will still help you even if they're not perfect.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, for example, because I write the outsourcing keywords, don't forget them. And I see that I wrote, revising the documents, a Spanish cooking video, recipes. And my website is Spanish cook video. It doesn't matter, or is
It doesn't matter. You're worrying about things that are not yours.
Okay. It's just to know if it's not important. Okay.
And it might be because Spanish cooking videos are being looked for more often than Spanish cook videos. So just because your URL is not the perfect keyword doesn't mean the work that's being. It might be that you want Spanish cooking videos as your keyword because more people may be searching for that. Trust this, you know what's happening. So just because it doesn't perfectly match your URL, don't worry about that.
I use Spanish cook video because Alex told me about use this one. That's why. Because I don't know for the English.
URL is I'm going to make this pretty simple. Okay. I don't care what your URL is.
Okay.
I will never, from an SEO perspective, care what your URL is. It is the least important piece of the SEO work. Social media, getting links back, having these other keywords and repurposing the product, that's what's important. Your URL is good because it clearly it explains what your site's about. It's Spanish and Cook videos. That's great. That's clear. That's enough. It's relevant. As long as your URL is relevant to your site, that's all you ever have to care about from the URL.
Okay, lovely. And I think I'm doing it correctly, but you know, it's all this is a new learning for me.
And that's the point. And that's just trust us in the system.
Thank you for everything, because I'm learning a lot from you.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want you to learn how to do this stuff for yourself and how to do it effectively without worrying about nitpicky details. You don't need to get. This is what happens to most entrepreneurs. They get caught up on the little minutia and they don't move forward, which is why we consistently have you doing the actions you need to do. Add content, get on social media, and learn what you need to be doing. That's the stuff that's important. Your URL not being perfect is not something to ever worry about.
Lovely. Thank you.
Virginia, I know you have some more questions, so go ahead.
These are all great. Couple things to do with putting posts on. And one is the featured image. So if you're adding a featured image to a video, as an example, where does it end up showing up? I'm looking around saying, well, I've added it, but I'm not seeing it.
Don't worry about featured image because it's not necessarily something that's designed in the templates that you're using for your site.
Okay.
It's designed to be a little thumbnail image on a blog page, on a traditional blog pages, but your pages aren't traditional blog pages. They're category pages, so they don't show up that way, so just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead, Virginia.
No, I was just saying I know Sean trained on it, and that's why I was saying, well, I'll add this, and well,
yeah,
where are you going?
I just went through and showed you everything that exists in the page.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So
it's actually better for you to add an image inside the text of the post than worry about a featured image.
Okay, I won't spend time with that anymore at all then. That's good. When you're working in content and you've got both the visual and then you go to the, I don't know what you call it, the HTML section. And the reason I'm asking that is because I was trying to do some updates to the getting started page, the sales page.
Yep.
And I was adding some video testimonials to it, and I kept losing track of where I was when I went over into the text part. Is there some way of finding out if you click on the visual and then go over to the other side, you can't tell where you are?
No, I a lot of times when I'm editing in the visual tab, I'll type something in bold letters like video goes here, and then I can find it easier in the HTML code. The design, the switch between those does not automatically parallel where you're in one to the other. There's no way of making it just automatically keep you where you're at.
Okay, well, just bold video goes here is perfect. That's what I needed.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it is when if I want a video on this part of my sales page, I just type in bold, video goes here in big capital letters, and then I go into the text section, and I can find out where it is, and I just highlight that and replace it with the with the other piece of it.
Okay, that makes it much easier. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. When I add content to my page, can I add it to several pages, not only to one? Because maybe I want it in Hangout, maybe I also want this in Hangout in other page I create. I can have it in 2 or 3 pages without problem, or it's like too redundant?
The way it gets added to inside your membership site, the way it gets added under videos or audios or whatever, is based on categories, and a post can have multiple categories. So
no problem.
Take a Hangout, and I could tag it as Hangouts and as a video, and it would show up both on the Hangouts page inside my members area and the video page inside my area. It's all done by categories.
Okay. I also adapted the get started page and the login and many pages I adapted to my content, but how they looks like is not exactly how I would like. What I mean, I see your pages and they are very nice. Do you know what I mean? And
And part of that is I've spent hours making my pages look the way I want them to by taking the time of working in the page and adjusting it and saying, I want this bold and I want this italicized and I want this underlined. It's just time. Okay. Is really how it comes out to be. The other side of it is, and this is the other piece that a lot of new entrepreneurs get caught up in, they want their site to look perfect. Have any of you guys ever used Craigslist? That is the world's ugliest site ever, but it's extremely effective because it delivers what it says it's going to deliver. Don't get overly worried about how it looks. If it has the content that you want on it and it's giving it to it in a way that is manageable, that is more important than making it look perfect.
Okay.
Content is more important than look.
I'm in this part of the week 6 that I have to do the roadmap. And I will work on it, and I will ask in the next open office or to you if I have any problem, because I have to think about this, okay?
Yeah, that's the reason why I do these to just, that's totally fine. You don't have to have a question on today's tasks. That's not a problem. So, Virginia, I know you had more questions. I want to make sure we get through yours as well, because you are part of my coaching team.
Well, my next group of questions is around the different membership levels. And I have a free one that I created, and then I have the standard. And I would like one more upgraded level that would give more time to work one-on-one with some people. For instance, even in Hangout production. How do you set up the descriptions for those levels, and then how do you set up the different pay levels through PayPal?
So the description side of it, all of that is explained in this week's tasks. when we talk about membership, you actually have to go make a new membership level, and it shows you how you can either copy one or create a new one. So that's explained in this week's tasks. For the PayPal piece, that's a little different because you'd have to create different PayPal buttons on your order page for them to come in where you want. My recommendation is don't overcomplicate your members area. I recommend really just having a free access with some minor content or a major, like the full-on access. Doing more than that, you're just going to get you're going to make it more complicated, and it's going to make that user experience of which one should I do. You could eventually upsell to more unique content, but to start, I don't know if I would go much farther than 2 levels.
Okay. I think one of the questions I had to do with the free level is if I move someone from a standard level to a free level as some kind of a special perk, do the payments automatically stop if they get moved into the free level, or does something else have to be done there too?
No, payment. You would have to stop their payments. You would have to go into your PayPal and cancel their payments.
Okay.
It doesn't automatically cancel it. If they cancel their membership, payments stop. But if you just move them manually from level to level, you have to manually cancel their payments.
That makes sense. Okay.
So there was another question, and I'm just attempting to. I'm having weird technical issues, which is funny as the tech guy, that I can't get a single one of my sites to open at the moment, which I is finding frustrating. I'm attempting to go in and show somebody. Ooh, maybe this will work. Let's see if this page loads. I have like 4 or 5 spinning wheels now at the moment as I keep trying to open pages. But there was a question about how to add a link, and I'm seeing if I can get one page to open, I can show how to do it. So, Justina, I've got your question. I'm aware of it, and I want to answer it, but I need to be able to visually show it. And right now, nothing's opening. So once I get into a page, I will show you. So go ahead and keep with your next question. I just wanted to let her know that I got a question and I wasn't ignoring it.
I'm pretty well done. I had one small little question on wish list manage content area. And it has something to do with checking the privacy policy. Do we have a privacy policy that's already set up with our sites, or is that something we have to make adjustments to?
There's not one there's not a formally written privacy policy, so I would just not include that. I would leave that unchecked if I'm understanding you correctly.
Well, aren't they required on websites?
There's an aspect of wishlist member that already does that for you, but there's not one that's like specific to your site that was created.
So I don't have to worry about that then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
By having wishlist, you have that protection that you need to have because wishlist has it as designed within their stuff.
So are we at the point where we should have a whole series of autoresponders set up now for people who are starting to, hopefully find our content?
Not necessarily, because we really haven't. Right now, we're just getting your site, the back end of your site built. Once we've done that, then we can start looking at and talking about that. Like, now what do you do for your members once they're in? But right now, we're still. I mean, if you've noticed, we haven't actually told you to go and try to get new members.
No, I know.
And that's why. So no is my answer. You're fine.
Well, the SEO is now driving traffic, though, to our opt-in page, I'm
Correct.
Understanding.
And the opt-in page was designed already for the opt-in for them to then drive to your site.
Okay, so just from there to the getting started.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, then I think I'm set to go. I just got to keep working on it.
Cool. All right, other questions from the group at this point?
No, none from me.
All right, Lucy. Nancy, any other last questions?
At this moment, I don't know, because the whole day I was doing Hangouts and cooking for my webpage, and I like to try. Tomorrow I will think and setting down, because I know I have questions, but not right now. I don't know right now. I sent to you emails asking you some of them. You
That's
will
fine.
tell me.
And I'm going into the help desk this afternoon to answer questions that might have come in. So those will get addressed later today. I will create the event for next Tuesday's Hangout. If anybody has questions, you can always just write them in the event description, and I will start answering them either written or I'll start a list so I can answer them on next Tuesday's Hangout. So people always have that option as well.
I have one more
Okay,
quick.
that's a good idea.
Oh, go ahead, Virginia.
Has anyone, you're talking about, you're in endless loop trying to load your pages. I've noticed this past week, especially in the evening, I'm on Pacific time like you are, that YouTube is just doing this too. They're really not loading very well. Has anyone else noticed that problem?
I can tell you what it is, and it's that the California service providers actually adjust the speeds of that tubes to prevent people from doing too much at one time. And I know it's my service provider or my computer that's causing this problem, because I've had 3 other people check my site and it's loading fine for everyone else in Virginia and in Colorado. It's not loading fine here, so I know it is an issue with my internet service provider, not the site. And I do know California has been cheeky in doing that.
Okay. Nothing we can do about it then.
Nope, unfortunately. So that's just part of the dynamic. So, and I have noticed that, and especially with YouTube, just because it's video heavy, they will kind of slow that pace down so that it's not trying to push as much data through as quickly as at one time. So,
okay, someone came to my mind about using Google Hangout. I learned with Sandra about the lower third, okay, how to write my name here and all this, and the logo. But the custom overlay, which program do you use to create your own banner under the Hangouts? That's one question. And the other one is I create the Hangout, and at the moment what I know to do is to create it immediately and open it and start recording. But I don't know, because today when I was doing the Hangout, appears that 3 persons said that we will come to it. But how can I control if somebody is looking at me through YouTube?
You can't. No? Technically, there is a way in which you can set up your YouTube account to make every video you post be posted as unlisted instead of public. And that's settings inside YouTube. So that's one way to make it so nobody else can find you in YouTube. The same thing in your profile, you can go to your Google Plus profile and remove the post that says you started a Hangout.
No, what I want...
Go ahead.
What I really want to know when I'm doing a Hangout is if somebody is in the Hangout, not through Google, because you have the link to the Hangout and the link to the event. If you give the event link, they go through YouTube. If they go with the Hangout link, they come inside like I'm now with you. But it's just, I don't know how to say hi, my English. Okay, let's try. And right now, you see that we are 3 with you in the Hangout. That's okay. You can control it because you can see with us. But if there is anybody in the event without being the Hangout, can you know? How can you read the comments?
So in the event, I can read the event comments because there are I can go to the event page and there is a comment stream underneath the video in the event page. So that's how I know Justina asked those 2 questions that I've been answering.
That's in Google, you mean?
But I have no idea if Crystal's watching this from outside or Ignacia or Sylvia. Even though they said they're coming, they haven't posted a comment, so I don't know if they're watching. I can't know if they're watching. The only way I can know if somebody is watching or at the event is if they actually actively interact in the event, I can't tell if Ignacia is watching.
Okay. And how can you control the interaction? I mean, you put that's why you have 2 or 3 TVs in front of you, to have one with the Hangout, and maybe we have the other TV with the event to read the comments, because with one computer it's difficult to put in the same.
Well, I'm using one screen. I just have Hangouts as an independent window, and then I have the event in another on the same screen. I just toggle between them. There is a way that's all super complicated to bring comments into your Hangout. You can tell if someone's commenting, and you can do that. There is a way to do that. That's like third level training like Google Hangouts. It's not. It will overwhelm everyone if I try to teach that.
No, don't worry. Just to know that there are possibilities to learn, and I will learn in the future. Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, not a problem. And Justina, I'm still not, for some reason, able to get into any WordPress document on my computer, and I don't know why. I've even tried different like screens and different navigation things, and it's not letting me in any of them at the moment.
Oh.
We just lost Sean.
Yeah, I think we have.
He'll be back.
I don't know what happened there.
Hello.
Hi, Justina.
Hey, hey.
What was your question, Justina? What was your question?
My question is about active link, because in one of my content I would like to put active link which move my members to another site. So, and I would like to know how to create it.
That's not too hard. Maybe I'll help if I can a little bit. Once you put the type the what you want to be linked in, and you could have it be, you could actually have it be the link, or you could have it be the just a word like click here to view such and such. Then you go up into the text box, and you'll see something that looks like a infinity sign, which is on its side, which is a link box. And when you click on that box, then you just type in the HTTP address for that link.
Yes, I looking for this, but I couldn't find in this area what I put the content. Normally, I know that when we have the sign that we have this, but in my dashboard I couldn't find this. So,
is there a place there where you can click on expand? I think there, gals, you remember? I think there's some place to expand the menu of what's in that text.
I think it's on the drop
may
down,
not be seeing.
like a drop down arrow, arrow that's pointing down. Say, Justina.
Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. I got to get on my site, but let me see if I can find it for you. We know Sean will be back.
But without Sean, we also can't have. Oh.
Oh, Virginia's gone as well.
Anyway,
disappearing.
Which time are in the? Where are you from?
I'm from the UK, in Bristol.
Okay, then
that's what I need to. That's what I need to learn, Nancy. Where it says Nancy Ballesteros. That how to do that.
Do you want to learn it?
Yeah, the label.
Okay, I will share my.
Don't share disappear.
My screen. No, I will share my screen. I will teach you. It's easier to sharing a screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see here, lower third?
No, I just kicked myself off.
Yeah,
look,
you did.
Look, wait. Here, you have a button. Can you?
I can't see your screen. Okay, now I can. Yeah, now
yes,
I can.
Yes. Okay. If you want to follow me, you cannot talk, because in the moment you talk, it goes the webcam to you.
Okay.
Nancy, hola, hola, hola. Vamos. Hola, hola. It's coming now. Okay. Can you see here in the left side the tool, the Hangout toolbox?
Mm-hmm.
You press here, and you press this button with the head, and here you have lower third. Then you can choose the color, you can write up and down if you want, you can connect and disconnect, you can turn the image and put it in front or not, and also you can save the name of what you are writing. It depends what you are doing, because, for example, can you see video receipt here? Because I do cooking with video receipts, that's why I create this one, okay? And save, and that's it.
Thank
You
you.
see? You're welcome.
Thank you.
I will disconnect my screen.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. That was really helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have we lost Sean completely?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, let me show you if I can.